Okay, Lloyd, so this is in a sense your studio, or is this is where you store the plants and where you grow the plants? Did you want to talk us through the process you go through with the Tillandsias here?
Yeah, the studio's in through there. This area really is like a greenhouse, which is, this whole area was known as Lowland.
Right.
And it's now become known as the Lloboratory. Okay, so what I'm doing with the plants is I pollinate them from flower to flower, and then I have to wait about a year to get the seed.
Right.
And then I germinate the seed and grow on these small seedlings.
Okay.
And different genus and different species grow at different rates. So some grow faster than others, some grow very slowly. I've basically got thousands of plants that I'm growing here.
I see.
The advantage is that because I'm growing the plants, I actually understand what they do. You know, a lot of people who are putting in vertical gardens, or in fact artists working with plants, don't actually grow a lot of plants themselves, they just buy them.
Right.
And here I really gain a full understanding of what it is that these plants need to
So you're
grow.
in touch with the medium that you're using?
Yes, yeah. And you know, another project which is associated with this is the hybrid project, where a lot of these plants are hybrids where they've been cross-pollinated. The genetic nature of bromeliads is that they're highly unstable. They're actually one of the last plant families to evolve.
Right.
And they you can cross-pollinate them and you will end up with all sorts of interesting things happening, and I don't fully know what these plants will look like when they're mature. And I'm working with a friend where we're a lot of the names which are given to hybrids,
yes,
are romantic.
Yeah.
Like Julie's Sunset or Desert Bloom or whatever, you know.
Yes,
they're either
yeah.
named after people, places or characteristics of the plant. And what I'm doing with the hybrids is naming them after carbon emitting devices.
Right.
Like cars.
Yeah.
But to get around the copyright law, we're Latinizing their name. So instead of Ford Falcon, it becomes Fordi Falconus.
So in this respect then you're not only taking steps and going into new places in terms of the artwork, but also in terms of the plants. You're creating hybrids of your own. You're
Yeah, I mean
experimenting within the field of
these plants are becoming artworks.
Yes, yeah.
They're new creations. So these three plants have all come from the same mother plant.
Right.
But they've been pollinated from different parents. So we can see this one has got much more red colouring.
I see.
In here, whereas this one has got more spikes on the leaf.
Yeah.
And this one is growing very weird, and I actually suspect it may be what is called a bigenetic hybrid, which means it is a cross between genus.
Right.
Because it's so different. But I don't know.
You don't know. So will you know when it's come to fruition?
I'll have a pretty good idea.
You'll
yeah.
have. And I suppose the different shades and the different shapes of the plants in the different hybrids you get, that's useful for the artworks, for creating different effects.
Well, in effect, the plant itself becomes a creation. It becomes an artwork.
I see, because it's never been created before.
Yes.
Ah. So
you know, plant breeders have been doing this for years, but it's the context one puts something into.
Yeah, so horticulturally you're creating new things as well as artistically.
Yes. Yeah, so there's another dimension to the work as well.
Yeah. So you talk about the length of time that things take to grow. Some of these take to grow. How long would it take to get from the stage of being a seed to this sort of size?
Well, this is a very quick growing genus.
Right.
So this was germinated, the labels tell us, November 2009
Ah, right.
And now it's
so about a year and a half.
Yeah, about a year and a half for these. But then I've got other ones which are tiny, and they've actually been in for 4 years.
Right.
So it's a relative thing.
Yes, yeah. Lloyd, you were talking about the germination of the plants, and this is how that process takes place. Is this?
Yes. A friend of mine is a big grower of bromeliads, and I asked him what I needed to really germinate the seed, and he said the best thing would be a humidity crib that they keep a baby in.
Right.
And he said, you know, you probably can adapt some kind of plastic container to do the same thing, because you know, humidity cribs are really expensive and you would never get one.
Yes, yeah.
And we go to a recycle shed once a week, and 3 days later I went there, and here was a humidity crib which was de-accessioned from the Air Ambulance Service of Victoria.
Right.
And it was $6.
So it was the very thing you were after.
The very
perfect.
thing. Yeah. It's like God's drop-off box. The universe's drop-off box. You know. So if I pull this up, you'll put your hand in here, and it's just humid and warm.
Yes, yeah, you can feel it.
And these little Tillandsia seeds here, these will be 7 years before they're mature. Just been germinated in the last few months, and they're just coming up green. The seed is very like dandelion seed. It's blowing on the wind.
Yes.